Hey, welcome back, you essential oil fan, you. I am Tammy Davis, and I am here to talk to you today about, I'm putting this on my stomach, because it's good for my digestion, and it also increases circulation. It's really good for mood and circulation. So besides digestion, because of the gut-brain axis, there is also the idea of circulation. So it really just amazing. I mean, just the idea of just smelling it, you just feel good because it's good for the brain and the gut. Many of them are. And what I wanted to talk about today, though, is, if you're familiar with me, I've spoken a lot about medications and oils, and why it's important to customize your use of them. Like this one here, blue cypress, cannot be used with many medications. Actually, it cannot. I don't take medications anymore, so I use it, and I use it right here because it really supports the way the limbic system is working in my body, because we are all wired a very specific way, our own unique way. I'll say a little bit about that because we are familiar with generational trauma. It really is epigenetic memory, and that's really where I'm going with all of this today, is along the epigenome, which is methylation. And so epigenetic memory is your DNA's way of holding information. And it's very interesting to listen to the different conversations, because there's one understanding of it, and I want to introduce a different perspective. And that is that this epigenetic memory is for your survival. It is information that occurred, that was imprinted in your DNA and through the lineage of your bloodline. And as a result of that, you are now equipped with inflammatory inflammation, in order to get you out of a sticky situation, a life-threatening situation. Okay, it could be anything. It could be famine, it could be flood, it could be fire, it could be, pandemic, it could be anything. But this information is actually housed in your DNA, and it gets passed down from generation to generation. And when it gets easily activated through all of the chemicals in our environment, including the medications, and what I want to talk today about is nutraceuticals, which are those really high-end supplements they're specialized supplements, specifically for methylation. Okay, and there's a number of those out there on the market. Yet, when it comes to your brain, what's going on here is that what we understand about the epigenome, what we understand about your DNA, is actually has segments on it that are able to jump. The first word that came to mind was jump. They used to be called jumping genes, but what that means is they have the ability to relocate. That's the word I was looking for. They have the ability to relocate along that strand, and this was first understood and discovered back in the late 30s, early 40s by Dr. Barbara McClintock. Now, the significance to this is actually happening prior to germination and conception. So these activities, and it's so fascinating to me, because this is what is possible in your DNA, in your epigenome, which is a section of the DNA, which is your epigenome, or your methylation pathway, is your genetic wiring for adaptation. That's all it is. It's not defunct, it's not defective, it's not mutated. And we have all these words out there. We even have the acronym SNP, the single nucleopeptide, polymorphism. And we refer to it as a SNP because it makes it sound like something's been cut, it's broken. And I can assure you that it's not broken, it's not defunct, it's not defective, it's not mutated. It's simply an adaptation that has occurred in your epigenome as a result of the inflammation information that is housed in your DNA. And unless we get a handle on this, and this is why oils are phenomenal, is otherwise it's consistently firing because of all of the chemicals and the emotional volatility in the world today. It activates this information because obviously nature doesn't communicate with words. Humans are the ones that communicate with words, but nature does communicate with energy, and chemicals that are inspired by the energy. And an essential oil is the oxidative stress of a plant that offsets our oxidative stress. Yet when we come to the brain and we're talking about these epigenetic changes that are occurring without human influence, means it happened within your system. It happened in the ovum. It happened in the sperm prior to your conception. And it affected the way your specific brain was going to develop. And through all of the experiences that you had from utero till this moment have affected and influenced activity in your brain. This is why there's no two ways that everyone can get benefit from the same oils. This is why I'm not telling you the names of these oils, because it doesn't matter what these oils are for me. And when it comes to nutraceuticals, what matters for you, and especially when it comes to methylation, and I've had this experience where I was working side by side with a naturopath, and I was doing this very work in an office space, and he would put them on, methylation accelerators and methyl factors, and in order to improve the folate cycle. I can assure you that there are constituents within oils that actually influence the folate cycle itself, MTHFR. They also they help with the transfer of methyl groups. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's just simply the way the process of adaptation occurs. And this is what they can help with. So they do actually help with this. And so understanding this and not using oils, if you're already taking like methyl factors, you do not want to combine it with certain oils. And the reason I say that is because I started getting people who I was using oils with, and the next thing I know is they were busting out in rashes. Some of them developed into blisters where they were applying the oils. I particularly, unless there's a specific area on the body that is dealing with an immediate concern, I oftentimes I put them on I always tell people I have the best smelling face on the planet, because I'm always putting oils on my face, and I like to put them here because your nose, the olfactory system, it communicates with every area of your brain, not just one or two, but every area of your brain. It's the DNA brain connection. Your DNA is sending signals to the brain is producing the chemicals, and it goes from there. There are constituents in oils that have the ability to communicate directly with the DNA, and you want to make sure that you know what that is, because some of these methylation products are, they're basically, if it's an MTHFR, it's basically vitamin B. It's a B complex. However, oftentimes they have added components to it to increase that methylation process, like I was saying. So they get very, very specific. If you take N-acetylcysteine, for instance, there are certain oils that you wouldn't want to use for that, because they will help, again, modify the way your epigenome is processing information and increase the production of N-acetylcysteine in your body. So there's no point in combining an oil with a supplement that is going to cause, if it's already triggering or providing your system with N-acetylcysteine, you do not want to use an oil that is going to stimulate the production, because you've got too much and you're going to throw your body into further distress, meaning you're going to activate that stress response even further. And the idea here is with any health and wellness program, it's to modify the way the body is reacting so that it can establish and self-regulate on its own. So I never, ever, whether you're talking medication or a nutraceutical, I will never condone the use of an oil that has the same mechanism of action as a supplement or a medication. So again, if you're taking folate, if you're taking a methyl factor that is just purely methylfolate along with other B vitamins, that's not as much of a problem. But if you're actually taking things that are considered accelerators and other, because B vitamins they're water soluble vitamins. So the body's going to use what it needs and then it's going to waste the rest. And this is the advantage to combining oils with your supplements and so forth, because they slow down the stress response. They begin to help activate that self-regulation, and they improve the use of the micronutrients, your vitamins. There's no sense in overdosing or megadosing on micronutrients. Your body is using them in the way that it needs to. We have this mindset that we need to take a lot of vitamins and minerals because our diet is inadequate. No, what's happening is your digestive system is inadequate because your digestive system is being impacted by the stress response, and therefore it's slowing that digestion down. And you can begin to use, and that's why oils are beautiful, because they not only support the epigenome, they also support the autonomic nervous system, and they assist your digestive system with being able to break down the macronutrients, and thereby you're getting a fuller benefit of the micronutrients because the rest and digest state or phase is in action. Now, if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to email me or message me and let's chat. I'm happy to get on a call with you, because this is really how we begin to modify our moods and our mindset. An example, what I want to tell you is a really quick story about me, and then I'll let you go. And that is, I always tell people I was born anxious. Now, understanding how my brain developed as a result of understanding the transponal elements as relocating segments, and knowing what my mother went through when she was pregnant with me, it stands to reason why I came out of the chute already anxious. At some point early on before the age of 5, I started having hallucinations. Back then, they weren't so prone to actually go take you to the doctor and have you get a diagnosis. It began to escalate from there. I started having serious digestive problems. I started developing addictive behaviors, addictive habits, addictions, period. And until I was involved in understanding how oils actually worked. And I do have like 2 full years of psychology and addiction treatment coursework along with schizophrenia. So I've done a lot of work in the area of brain development, brain health, mental health, and understanding the neuroscience of these oils so that we can begin to integrate them safely with things like these. Because a lot of the methyl factors and so forth, the accelerators and methyl products, they are actually helping with mood. They are being promoted for mood as well. And so this is really very important to understand that we can begin to regulate and sustain better moods and a clearer mindset. Because I was telling people, if I were a kid today, I probably would have been diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, knowing what my brain was doing. And if I've been able to tame my brain through the use of oils, I know anybody can. But it does take understanding what your system needs based on your epigenome, based on, in this case, the nutraceuticals that you're taking or medications, because your system is unique and you don't want to stress your system any further. You want to get the full benefit of the vitamins that you're taking. You want to get full benefit of the minerals. And more importantly, you just don't want to have the interactions, the adverse reactions that cause even more stress, and then thinking that they're not helping or something's not working. So again, message me if you'd like to get on a call. Okay, we can get on a call. We can talk about this. I do have a course on this. I have to get the exact name of it. Pardon me. I don't know why Mastering mood and mindset with essential oils. That is available to sign up for. And if you have any questions about that, I'll put that link here. It's available for you. You can go ahead and get and pre-register for that. That launches February 1st. But if you get in now, there's some extra bonuses for you. So Think about it. Mastering mind and mood set with essential oils. And it takes everything into consideration with what I'm talking about here, because you getting the most results or the best results is what's available to you. And if you're more concerned about this specifically for you, you're also welcome, or you can, this just occurred to me. I have a half a VIP day, which is 3 to 4 hours with me, one-on-one, on Zoom. And then you have 60 days of follow-up coaching after that. Because just using an oil without understanding how to make these shifts matters. It's not sustainable. Otherwise, you're just treating it like another medication or another, OTC, if you will. So if you do that, sign up for that, I will throw in the course at half price. And you can have that, and that is lifetime access to that information. So that's something to consider. So I just thought of that just now. So half a VIP day, 60 days of coaching that go along with that. And when you sign up, I will throw in the Mastering Mood and Mindset for half price. So check it out. That link is in the description, or I should say those links are in the description. And I look forward to hearing any questions that you have. Take exquisite care.